I've faith in my abilities, and I believe I can beat Joseph Parker. On the night, I think Joyce by stoppage or knockout.
This is the Boxing Insider on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel. This is part 2 of my exclusive chat with top British heavyweight Joyce. So look, Joe, I know there's no way you're going to be looking beyond Joseph Parker. You're now going to be head down, full on training to make sure you win this fight come July. But if you forgive me for asking to maybe just look slightly ahead, if you beat Joseph Parker, that's going to put you in an incredible position as far as the rankings go. It's going to give you a huge amount of weight as far as picking who you fight next. Who do you want to fight next? Pick out one of those big names, because it would be undoubtedly a huge fight after this if you're to win.
Well, if we do the WBO route, then there's the winner of Usyk Joshua, and then WBC would be, it could be Wilder or Fury if he comes out of retirement. So let's see what happens. And what does that mean if Fury retires? Does those belts they become vacant, right? So then I can obviously fight for them.
I mean, you've mentioned AJ before. Yeah. You fancy that, don't you?
Yeah, I think it'd be a great fight. Same, he brings a lot of fans and a lot of people now getting behind me. And like before, I'd have been laughed off when I'd be saying, I want to fight Joshua. But now it's a lot more serious, and I'm actually being put in the hat with with obviously Fury and Joshua and Usyk. So I mean, it's now a serious possibility.
Oh no, without question. I mean, Joe, you were there at Wembley for the Fury White fight. That's where we got the first news that accidentally, I have to say, initially you accidentally let everyone know that this Joseph Parker fight was happening.
My head wasn't there. I was trying to watch the boxing and there's other distractions. But
did Frank tell you off for that?
No, I don't think he even knew, because it went out. Yeah,
But look, mate,
so I'm going to get Gareth when I see him next.
Hey, don't blame Gareth.
Body blow.
But look, that night was spectacular. 2 British heavyweight fighters. You must have been sat there thinking one day, why can this not be me? Whether it's AJ, whether it's Dillian White, or you must have been sat there thinking, these are the kind of nights and occasions that I want to be involved in, and I'm not too far away from potentially being involved in something like it.
Yeah, it's 1 or 2 fights. So I'd love to have a fight in Wembley Arena against, I guess, either Joshua or Fury would kind of fill Wembley Stadium. And it kind of because it's been a while since I've been to a big fight like that, and it definitely got me excited and looking forward to have that kind of opportunity to display my skills in front of the world, and especially for a world title or world titles.
Well, yeah, potentially. And you mentioned the world titles. You mentioned Tyson Fury. We've got to speak about him. Announced a retirement. I mean, he did say this beforehand, if he was to win, that he would retire. What do you make of that? Do you believe him?
And I'm not sure, but I saw Ngannou at the fight as well. I normally spend I chat to him in the UFC facility. You normally see him there.
Yeah.
He's come off a leg injury, but he and Tyson Fury might be fighting anyway, so that kind of voids the retirement thing maybe, and. If he's talking about that.
Francis Ngannou for a potential UFC boxing crossover. I mean, it would be interesting.
I think it would be with UFC gloves as well.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, but people would love it, I'm sure, and I'm sure there'd be a lot of money in it for Tyson Fury. But just sticking with boxing, I mean, with that fight that we know is happening, the rematch with Usyk and Anthony Joshua. As far as becoming the undisputed, do you not think Tyson should hang around and wait for the winner of that one, and then I think he could walk away into the sunset as no questions asked that this guy is the number one?
Yeah, I think he's Tyson Fury still training. He will still keep training, and I'm sure if he gets an offer, and depending who wins the rematch, I'm sure it will be he'll be spending time with his family, but he'll to a certain point, a couple of months, but then he might get itchy knuckles and want to come back anyway. So I think it did a good job of getting everyone to the fight to Wembley, saying he's retiring. So then that would have been his last fight, and everyone wants to get to his last fight.
Yeah.
But then he could have been doing that for that reason.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, could well have been. But just quickly on Usyk and Joshua. So you've got the rematch, of course. Alexander Usyk winning it first time around. How do you see the rematch going?
Well, I think like Usyk, he with the first fight, he went straight to work. He didn't like spend rounds getting getting used to it and warming into the fight. He knew exactly what to do once the first bell rung. So I think it'll be the second time will be even more so. He'll know exactly what he wants to do, beating him before.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, maybe he might go for the knockout, but then it's up to Joshua then to turn things around and maybe do what he was supposed to do in the first fight and rough him up and try and get to him. But like do you think
he'll do that? Do you think he'll put the weight on because he went in a little bit lighter? And do you think he'll go for those knockout punches? Because that was the criticism, wasn't it? That why is he trying to box a boxer? Use your size and try and knock the guy out.
Yeah. So let's see what happens with this fight. I think I'm looking forward to seeing what changes he's making in camp and see what he does on the night.
Yeah. No, it's a really intriguing fight. So just quickly, Joe, your fight on Joseph Parker coming July. Give us a prediction, would you, please?
Joyce knockout, not Joe Joy.
No, he's on the undercard.
But yeah, I've faith in my abilities, and I believe I can beat Joseph Parker. But it's going to be a hard fight. He's very skillful. He's durable. He can bang. So, but yeah, on the night I think Joyce by stoppage or knockout.
Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications for more great content just like this.